Hello, everyone. Jessica Morales joining you now with my colleague, Jennifer Presley. We're also joined by Bobby Mason, the CEO and President, and Ted Wilke, Vice President. They are with SPOC Automation. Thank you so much for being with us, everyone.
Our pleasure.
Thank you.
Glad to be here.
Thank you.
A very stressful time. There's many words to describe it, if you will. We've seen negative prices recently. Very tough time for the oil and gas industry. But first, if you can, gentlemen, tell us about your how-to videos, if you will. I know they're called 2-minute drives. No doubt they have evolved since COVID-19 and this oil crisis that we're in. But tell us how they began.
Well, they evolved actually out of something we began several years ago when we started working on the culture of the company. And we came up with a program called Lift Up, where we try to lift up the individual, we try to lift up each other and promote and educate and give opportunity. We try to lift up our customers and then our industry and ultimately, the country in what we do. And so we've taken that and we put a little different spin on it. In these trying times, we've got the gift of experience and intellectual knowledge that we wanted to share with the industry for everyone, whether that's customers, competitors, our own employees, consultants, in a way that might help reshape as we go into this next new industry that's going to emerge. We felt like it was a way that we could share that those intellectual gifts with people and add value to their operation, or even add value to them in a new career path because they've come across new knowledge.
And looking at the topics, there is no lack of content that can be shared or covered in the oil field space, particularly on the production side. And I'm just curious, when you sat down and started planning these videos out, how did you go about selecting topics? How did you go about prioritizing which ones were key and others that could maybe wait a little bit?
We actually spent a lot of time with our team, with our sales team, with our technical support team, the folks that answer the phones and answer questions when customers call in that need a question answered and they need some help. And we gathered up a list of about 20 or 25 topics that we thought were baseline things that we might be able to discuss. And of course, we had to filter them down. Some of them just can't do in a short amount of time. Then we took those topics and we actually said, well, which ones would be the most useful to people right now? Which ones would be the most applicable today? And so we took a look at it from that shot. And of course, we started with what we thought was really the widest interest and the greatest value to our customers and colleagues and partners, and start with that.
Okay, great. So what has the response been so far?
Response has been really, really incredible. The views have really exploded. We've gotten feedback from customers, from people that weren't customers, just people in the industry that have really been appreciative of the information. They have sent emails, phone calls, asking additional questions. It's sparked the addition of additional new online training classes that we're working on to try to help educate people and give them ideas and expand the way they thought, because the way your grandfather used to run the oil field, those days are over. And if we don't automate and we don't do the things that are smart, that the onshore market is way behind in terms of automation. Where you look at the offshore market, they've adapted and adopted process control. They've adopted automation fully, embraced it. And the small to medium-sized operators, and even some of the larger ones here in the States, they have not in the past, and it's no longer going to be a luxury, it's going to be a necessity.
And how are you getting these videos out to everyone right now?
Our website, which is SPOCautomation.com, And then we also have them on our LinkedIn, on Facebook, and a blog post that we have. And then we obviously our database too. We're doing email blasts. So we're trying to get it out in every medium that we have available to us.
And you touched on the automation aspect. So certainly that's what y'all do there at SPOC Automation. What have been, I guess, if you will, perhaps one of the biggest takeaways or the biggest surprises that you've seen the past few weeks in request from your customers on how they're looking to automate their systems? If there have been any surprises?
We've had some customers, actually some international customers even, have reached out to us. And they've got questions. They want to get educated more on the subject matter. A great example is harmonics. We offer low harmonic drives, so we put on a class. We've actually done 3 or 4 now, online classes for harmonics, which is a topic that a lot of people are interested in because it increases efficiencies, increases the life of the equipment. And so as we've gone through this, they have the outreach back has been tremendous because we have filled in the gaps because there's so much scattered information, and we condensed it all into one format that made it easy to digest and able to present it in a way that a layperson, not necessarily an electrical engineer, can digest the information and see that there is benefit in addressing your electrical system as a whole by using drives to help reduce the noise on the line, which is going to save you energy and cost.
There's another one that I think is worth mentioning that I was a little surprised by some of the kind of the replies back and the questions that we got back, the response from the industry and the folks that have watched. I did one on energy savings by using drives on a pump. And the number of people that said, man, I never really understood how that worked. I really appreciate you pointing it out. I've forwarded this over to our technical support staff. I forwarded it to our sales team. I forwarded it to just all sorts of folks within their organizations. And I was really surprised. Bobby and I have both worked in the electrical business for a long, long time, and both have had lots and lots of experience using variable speed drives. So the idea that a variable speed drive helps save you electricity, which saves you money, it's kind of second nature for us. Like, we just accept it and know it. And sometimes we forget to talk about, hey, gosh, the purpose of this product is to help you save money. And the number of folks that replied back and said, oh, I never really got it. Thank you so much. That was a big surprise for me.
With technology being ever changing, and you mentioned, Bobby, too, that, this is not the same oil field your grandfather run. How can technology even more help people right now in such a stressful and really uncertain time?
Well, that is a great question, and one that's really near and dear to my heart because I truly believe in what we do and in automation in general. We're going to all be working with less. We're going to look for ways to streamline and add efficiency and productivity to everything and every aspect. And where we specialize is in the rotating equipment side of things. So any electric motor has the potential to be automated with a drive and or an automation system. And so you can get better data, which helps you to make better decisions. We had this discussion actually this morning. Wouldn't it be nice if you had the ability to, instead of just send a service tech out to fix something, if you knew what was broken before you dispatched him, and he actually could either have the parts on his truck or order the parts before you waste time and effort and energy and money to dispense that asset. And those assets are as with the cutbacks and layoffs, they're getting fewer and fewer. So with the automation, I can give you that information. I can help you make intelligent decisions. I can save you on your operating cost. Not only us, anyone that can do this, but it fundamentally is the way that the industry has got to go. If it doesn't move towards more automation, they're going to cease to exist.
Certainly with past few days especially, we've gotten, as a whole, the industry, if you will, has kind of been bombarded with some fairly, I don't want to say negative, but certainly not so good news. I just want to get your take on how you as a company and how each of you individually try to, just stay positive in these times.
I'll take that one, Jennifer. It's a really great question. It's certainly applicable given the circumstances that we're all in. I would definitely say the industry has a lot of headwinds right now, but I don't know that we're unique in that. I think lots of industries have headwinds. I think lots of us have headwinds. We live in the energy business. We live in oil and gas, so we feel our headwinds very personally. We're all passionate about this business. We all love it. We all love the people in it. It's fun and exciting business. I think that we all know this business does have a strong future. We all know that energy is important to human prosperity. We think that transportation, that heating, that all the things that we use energy for today, we'll still be using energy for next year, and life will go back to normal. Normal may not look identical to what normal looked like yesterday, and that's okay. We'll also see improvements that come out of this as a result of it. So we've really been focusing on the things that we can control. We can't control everything. I can't control the price of oil. I wish I could, but I can't. But what we can control is ourselves, our attitude, and our actions. And one of the things that we early on decided as a company, just culturally, it's important for us. We have a lot of gifts from our experience, and anybody who knows me and has spent time with me knows that I have a saying, there are more plumbers in the oil field than there are electricians. And it's a little bit of a joke, the way I say it, but it's just meant to say we know some things that a lot of folks that haven't spent their entire life in electrical automation know. And what can we do? We can spend time helping people understand what we do, why we do it, and why it benefits them. So we really think that is a strong thing that if we all focus on that, I think we'll have a little bit more positive attitude, and those headwinds won't feel quite as strong.
Well, collaboration has certainly been a topic, that's been top of mind for many, many years. And I think now we're finally starting to see the fruits of those collaborations kind of come together. And, it's exciting, to see what's ahead in the industry, what's ahead for the industry as we do kind of eventually emerge from where we're at now. And certainly thank you both for, in a way, providing what is essentially a public service, of providing this information, available to out there free of charge for those that are, maybe they've been a plumber in the field and now they'd like to become an electrician. And so, or at least understand what the electrician of the field is out there doing a little bit better. So certainly thank you for providing that public service to the industry.
It's truly our pleasure. I mean, that is who we are as a company, as a culture. We try to lift up everyone, and this is a time when we can actually lift up more than we normally do, and so we're going to do everything in our power to help. Well, thank you for the opportunity to share, and you guys keep your heads up because y'all are doing a great job and a service to the industry, and we thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate those words and appreciate what you're doing as well. And best wishes to everyone as we navigate through this.